Let's create something out of nothing. Welcome to a 5-item swap with Marije from the Netherlands. Hi there, this is Luise Heinzel. Welcome to my channel Junk Journal Art. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today we are going to have a really fun challenge with 5 items that you can see here. If you've perhaps never heard about this thing 5-item swap and you don't know what that is, let me quickly explain that. The idea behind the 5 items swap is very simple. You search for a partner and then you exchange 5 items. And with those 5 items, you have to create something. For example, a tag or another ephemera piece for your junk journal or a junk journal page or whatever you decide with your partner what you want to create. You have to use the 5 items that the partner sends to you, but you are not allowed to use additional materials from your stash like paper or lace or other materials. You are allowed to use your tools and your mediums. And that makes it really challenging because you only have the 5 items and it's like a little bit limited. But at the same time, this can also be really inspirational because you have to live with what you have on your desk. That's also why I said in my intro of the video, let's create something out of nothing. Because with only 5 items, sometimes it feels like I have nothing and I have to create something. I can't choose from my stash what I want, but I have to do something with this. So let's see if that is possible. My partner for today's 5-item swap was one of the first artists that I had found on social media when I started junk journaling back in 2017, I guess. And I always only knew her from social media. Every time when she posted something, then I was like, oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. And I was always so in awe with her talent and with her creations. She is such an amazing artist. I'm talking about no one else than Marije from Junk Journal Treasure on Instagram. And on YouTube, she is Junk Journal Addict. I will link her social media down below for you, of course, so that you can check her out as well. And of course, she has also a video today on her YouTube channel. I will link that video down below for you as well. And in that video, you can see what she has created with the 5 items that I have sent to her. Both of us are a really huge Tim Holtz fan, as you can perhaps guess when you see this card here. So we have decided that we want to make this 5-item swap even more challenging for both of us. So we've decided to exchange some items that come from the Tim Holtz collection and some that are the total opposite. She has written here, "Dear friend, in this folder I have the 5 items for you. I hope I didn't make it too difficult." Let's see. They are 3 things from the Tim Holtz collection and 2 the total opposite. I'm really excited how this will work and if it will work. I'm very curious to see what you will make out of them. Have fun. Love, Marije. This card is so beautiful, and when I see this, I'm a little bit afraid to start with this. This will definitely go to my wall of inspiration. If you look at this, you perhaps can see why I love her work so much. See, she has such an incredible eye for color combinations, especially on backgrounds. Look at this effect here. I guess she has made that with oxide sprays. This paper doll is not only glued to the card, but she has embossed that. I guess this is frosted crystal. Makes such a beautiful surface to this, and it makes it more special in some way. And all of these little guys here, so cool. This is just amazing. Thank you so much for this card, Mareie. Okay, so let's see which items she has sent. As you can see, the colors are relatively extremely. I have absolutely no idea what I want to create with this. But we can perhaps figure that out together. Okay, so let's put the card aside and let's see what she has sent. I have not looked what she has sent. I've just taken this out from the envelope because I wanted to discover the items together with you. Okay, so here we have a sheet of 4 labels, obviously. Are that stickers? Yeah, obviously. Those are stickers. Golden, glossy. I really like those dots here around that. That is really interesting. Next, we have this card here with this beautiful woman. She looks really dreamy. Is that a word? I don't know. Next, we have this cool thing here with those letters. That is really sturdy. And perhaps this could also be used as a stencil, even if this is thicker paper. Really cool. Okay. And now I guess a little disaster is coming, because look at those. The color. Okay. This is a little bit like saltwater taffy, I think. This pink. Oh my goodness. It doesn't get better when I open it. Holy moly guacamole. Whew. Okay, so I have decided after thinking about this for a few hours that I want to create a tag, and I've just cut myself this base out of watercolor paper. Of course, within this 5 items challenge, you are allowed to take a base from your stash. Yeah, that can be a base for a tag or a journaling page, or any other like cardstock for making a card or something like that. But that is the only thing that is allowed. Okay, we know we want to make a tag. And I definitely want to try to use this thing as a stencil, where I can put some texture paste through to create an interesting background. But at the same time, I want to use this as a little decorative element on my tag. So I will use it in 2 different ways, if you will. Okay, so let's lift this up. Oh, that is just gorgeous. Holy moly. Okay, so first I want to spritz some water here, and next I want to use bundled sage. Unfortunately, I don't have the spray. I only have the ink pad and the oxide ink refiller. So I'm taking this directly from here. So I'm mixing this with relatively much water because, yeah, it's a refiller. It's relatively intensive, of course. And then I'm just dabbing that into the ink to get that here. Perhaps we can also just throw it on like this. And I also want to add some Distress Mica Stain, fresh balsam. Then I'm going to dry this. And now I want to add some Victorian velvet. I have no idea if that will look good, but we will see. So I will add some water first to make the ink spray run over my project really well. This looks really gorgeous. I really love this combination. I haven't expected that. Really cool. Next, I think I want to add some brown for a more vintage look, because I know that I have to include this photo later. And even if I think that this is already really wonderful, it's really harmonious, I think, I guess we need some brown. And for that, I'm taking Distress Spray Stain Walnut Stain and the rest of the ink that I have here. Okay, so then let's take this thing. I will tear it here. Okay, so first of all, I guess I have to decide what to do with the photo. I want to cut this a little bit smaller. Okay, so before I decide what to do with both of these pieces here, I want to make a frame for this picture here. And I will also try to get my fingernail in between of the paper here to crumble the edge a little bit, but not the whole edge, but only one layer, do you know, like this. Then I'm going to take some Distress Oxide Ink Walnut Stain to distress this. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of collage medium, just a tiny little layer, thin layer. When this is dry, I am going to take a tiny amount of crazing medium. I'm going to apply this mainly in the corners of the picture. And with the help of this crazy paper, I want to make a frame around this, but of course not in this color, as you can guess. I'm first going to take Bundled Sage Distress ink from the refiller. I also don't have the spray or something else. I want to have the edges of this, like, you know, with this oxide effect. And I really like to use the refiller directly from this bottle, because it's really easy to apply, and it, in the most cases, it gives a really cool edge. I know that I want to have a straight edge here and here to get more attention to this torn edge. That's totally clear. So I will make this piece a tiny little bit smaller by cutting that off with my paper trimmer. So now I will glue both of these pieces down, and then I will sew around my whole tag with my sewing machine. Then I will go around the edges of my tag with the Bundled Sage Oxide refiller as well. The crazing medium has dried in the meantime, so I can take some crayon. I'm taking walnut stain and go over this to bring out this texture of the crazing medium a little bit more. Okay, so now we still have to use this crazy piece. Oh. So I want to try something. I have no idea if that will work, but I will try it. So I have some alcohol ink mushroom here. This is the only color of alcohol ink that I own. And I want to try to put that on here. And now I want to try something. I'm a little bit nervous. I want to take these stickers. I'm going to take a pencil to have the possibility to shape those into some flower petals. So this pencil doesn't help anything. Let's see. So I'm trying to bend them a little bit and let this overlap. Perhaps this is already enough for what I'm thinking, so I will save these for later. Perhaps I have to use them for something else and need the material, so I will not do the whole flower now, because I think this is already enough for what I have in my head. Because I want to take this paper, throw some ink on top, and then I want to die cut some flowers that I can layer on top of this flower, so that it looks like a whole bouquet or something. As you can see, the colors of the oxide spray came out a little bit weird here on this paper. I mean, that's normal. So to make those flowers a little bit brighter, more interesting, and it's especially more the color that I've originally planned for this, I'm adding a thin layer of translucent texture paste. So I've just sewn the photo to the base here with my sewing machine. And I thought we could start with a half flower that is a little bit bigger. That's why I have cut out those bigger ones here on the bottom. And then I thought we could put this thing on top. And I think we could add some sewing thread here below this next flower. And the next one should perhaps be a little bit, oh yes, this one, for example. Smaller, of course, and a little bit brighter, I would say. And now I wish I was allowed to use a button for this middle part, but that's not allowed, of course. But I still have some leftovers from the photo here, so perhaps we can make our own button or something similar. And then we still have to use one of those labels, or all of them, I guess one. This is very massive. But I'm thinking about putting this here, but I think that needs a little bit of glue. It's not so sticky like you would expect it to be. Like this. The black is really interesting here, I would say, but it's really like, ooh. So the solution is a nail file. Perhaps I should have done that before gluing it here, but I will just go over this here without destroying the flower, please. Yeah, that's way better. So now I'm taking some archival ink black soot to carefully go around the edges of the tag a little bit. I want to have some black on those edges as well. And then I want to add some splatters with Bundled Sage Distress Paint. Here where this, let's call it main flower with the thread and the stickers below is, I want to have some white splatters to balance the white of the thread a little bit. And I also want to bring a tiny amount of this stuff here below the flowers here to give them some kind of a shadow. I'm trying to lift those petals up a little bit to be able to come underneath of them with my brush. Okay, so I think this made a really big difference. I really like how this shadow turned out here. As a finishing touch, I would love to add a quote here. If this wasn't a challenge and if I was allowed to use things from my stash like quote stickers or something like that, I would definitely choose one of those and just stick that down here, but I'm not allowed to do that. I have this, but that's not really a quote. I mean, this part here, I could cut that off. And what I also have is this stamp set. This is the Tiny Text Halloween CMS 409 by Tim Holtz. And I thought Lost and Found, oh, I'm so sorry, Lost and Found could work. I think somehow In the Middle of the Night could work as well. Ooh, The Memory of It. Yeah. But I want to use it together. I've just decided that, so I will glue this piece to the other one and I will leave this white to make sure that it stands out really well. How big is the problem if this goes over this? I think it's okay. Perhaps, ooh, perhaps if I would glue this here and put a tiny flower, above I'm so sorry. I will explain that in a second, or actually I will do it in a second. So I've just cut out, where is it now? These from the rest from the paper. And I guess if this is somewhere here, then it's relatively straight to this one. So perhaps we have to put that here and this one on top to make it look like this arrangement is going behind this thing and coming out there from the back. Yeah. So I think that's it. My desk looks a little bit weird at the moment, but that's normal when you've finished a 5-item swap. So this is my finished project for today. I hope you like it. Leave a comment what you think about this and search for a partner for your own 5-item swap. And don't forget to check out Mariah's video. The link is down below in the description box. In her video, you can, of course, see what she has done with the 5 items that I have sent to her. Mariah, thank you very much for doing this collaboration with me. That was really much fun. I hope we can do some other things in the future together. And yeah, have fun with your own projects and have a very great day. See you.